Give me just a second, folks, to make sure everything's working right. China mystery virus? Or is it psychological and biological warfare? I want to talk a little bit about that today. Anybody who can do a little research will find out. Let me change this for you real quick. This is where the outbreaks in China are at right now. But anybody, you can do research and find out that governments around the world have been involved in engineering viruses, releasing viruses, all sorts of nefarious goings on. And the reason I want to put this out there is I'm not saying this is what is happening with China, but I want to put this information out there. Like I said, governments have a long history of doing open air germ warfare testing on civilians. It doesn't take much research to find out what I'm telling you is correct. Now, here's what we need to think about. Mainstream media around the globe is very aware of governments engineering viruses, releasing them on civilians. Very aware of it. Yet, when you watch mainstream media on your TV set or mainstream media on the internet, you will find virtually no one even mentioning anything close to biowarfare and what's been done in the past. So that should be a big telltale sign right there. Now, as far as the psychological warfare, are they preparing us to accept this as a way of life? I was born in the 1950s when life was much better than it is now, that's for sure. But now, are they psychologically preparing us that this is the new normal? Once again, the wildfires are new normal, everything's new normal. Are they conditioning us to accept this as a way of life? Through my 30 years of research, I'd say absolutely yes, they are. And in order to understand all this, you have to understand evil. You have to understand evil. Let's go and look at the let me see if there's any updated news. So yes, in my view is that this could very possibly be psychological and biological warfare. And let me show you the latest news I've got on the virus. China authorizes hospitals nationwide to quarantine any suspected carriers of the virus and their close contacts, even against their will. Advised city of 11 million people not to leave, quasi-quarantine. Alleged disinfecting an entire community in China. Hong Kong prepares quarantine camps over virus scare. China forbids social assemblies. the right to assemble. And once again, the main thing that I would like people to be aware of, mainstream media is not talking about the government engineering viruses. A Nobel Peace Prize winner said publicly that AIDS was human made. Yet mainstream media, you won't hear a word about the history of government engineering viruses. That's the key right there, folks. Why aren't they talking about it? But they're not saying a word, so that should tell you a lot. Okay, just briefly, let's go over the latest news for the virus and see if anything is breaking. I know uh, they say there's somebody got the virus in Mexico. Okay, here we go. Here's something from China Daily. Transportation such as bus, subway, ferry, and long distance bus in Wuhan will be temporarily closed. All flights, trains departing from Wuhan temporarily canceled. Just go down here a little bit of it. So my guess is that Wuhan is under lockdown right now. That would be 10 million people. See here, to be shut down yep, it looks like Wuhan is under lockdown. Okay, I just wanted to come on here and let you know what my 30 years of research I believe could very possibly be happening. And we have an ex-president, George Bush Jr. You can read it on my website at thefutureofnews.info. Talked about quarantining parts of America. That's a president. That is a president saying that. So, should we not listen to our presidents and the things they say? Bush Jr., quarantining parts of America. Okay, that's it for me. We will talk to you soon.